Aloha mai kākou e na hoa makamaka o ka olelo Hawai'i. Welcome to Kulāiwi. This is the 15th in a series of 24 Hawaiian language lessons. O e kelakani LP o Crozier, ko uinoa, a o ki kumu no ke ia papa olelo Hawai'i. A makiwaki wau e mahalo aku ia oko, no ka oko nana ana mai ke ia ka kahiaka. I know last week's lesson was really hard. There was a lot of things that we covered. Hopefully today we'll review it, we'll go over it, and we'll make it more pa'a, yeah? Hana'a pa'a. Maybe you've heard that before, and fishermen say hanapa. You've ever heard that? Hanapa. And where that came from was hana'a pa'a, to make until fast, until it's tight and stuck and firm and good, and it's right where you need it to be. So that's what we're going to do today, hana'a pa'a. We're going over the different tenses today. We won't be going over anything else except for new vocabulary and those new tenses. Now it's going to get easier, I promise. And with that, we're ready to introduce you to our vignette for today. Pay attention, watch the gesturing, watch the expressions, listen to those keywords that you know, and try to put it all together. Those things that you don't know will be my kuleana to clarify when we come back. So, until we're po, ahui ho, aloha.
E pole, e a kauhana.
Nana nei wau ki kiwi.
A we, ho o makau oe, ho o loli oe ku maulole.
Na kia ha.
Ka mea o kia ka lao ku upukakula. E ho maka nei ka hole e kolu kia awa kia. Makau ku maulole.
Ale wau I kia here wau nana.
Ai, ho o komo oe ka lole nani ea.
Ai hiki no pia ko o lole hou.
Maika I ke la, e avivi oe.
Ai mai au tutu.
Ai oia make kula. Kokua nei oia I na makua ea e ho o vehi ke la wahi.
Ai mai he ki kaa.
Ai a ke kaa I waho o ka hale.
Mai hu. I hoi hoi oi.
Ai, e pule ana wau ki awa kia. A ua hoa maa a nui wau I ka pōnei. A mana o wau, mako kau wau I kia manawa.
Ai o lohe wau ia oi mai ko ulumi I ka pone. Mai hopo hana mai ka I ana oi. Haahe o loa o tutu ia oi. A haahe o kua o ia oi. Makimake o hele I ki kura nui e ni ki me oi. A ka nui ka hana.
Ai, pono oi ho o paahawina I nā lā a pau. Ta, lawa ka wala au. Hele oi ho o mako kau.
Ikino.
Hea oi e kalama, makau oi no ko pukakula.
Ko ke ana ke, aka, e koku mai oi a uke olu.
Hea hako o pilikia.
Ke hemo nei ke ia pihi.
Au we, ua ai ana oi ke ia palule, ano mino ke ia.
Ai. E ana ke, aia mahia ka pā ina no kunane I ke ia awa kea.
Aia ka pa ina makahale o kona tutu, laki loa oia.
Ai. Aka, a ole laki o kainalu.
No ke aha, yaha ka pilikia.
No ka mea, a ole oia e puka ana.
Au we, no ke aha, a ole mai ka I kana maukaha.
Ai, no ka mea, a ole oia I hele I ke kula. Ua hele mau oia I kaha kai e he e nalu. Hau oli oia I ka he e nalu. A ole hau oli oia I ka ho'opaa haawina.
Ai, maupoko iau, aka, a ole mai ka I ke la anohana.
E, mina o ia. No ka mea, ua ho'o maka pū mako, maka papa mala o, ma ke kula kai apuni. E hele mai ana paha oia, ke ia awa kea. Mala o lana au.
Ike oi, pono oi e hele I ke kula, a laila, aka mai oi. E kalama, e ai ana oi I ko palule.
Ai, ana ke.
E kau I, o hea oe.
Oh, kala mai, ua ho'oma a wau I ka uha'i o lela no ka puka kula.
E avivi, e ki e na kaua ia tutu.
Oh, mai ka I e hele mai ana o tutu me ka ua. E, papa, ha'o nui wau ia mama I ke ia la.
Ai, o wau pū. A ka maupopo iau, haa hea oe I kauhana mai ka I loa. Ai oe makalani ke ia manawe e o lelo ana. E nana I ka o kika mahine nui. Po mai ka I ka lahui ke ia keki o lelo makua hine.
E hele kākou I kona he ma hope o ka puka kula. Ma make wau e kau I nā lei maluna.
Hiki no, A mahopi o ke la, e hele ana kākou I ka pāina o kunani.
Oh, mahalo e papa. Aloha nui wau ia oi.
Mā kākau ke po o ke la?
Ai, mako kau no.
E ho'opo mai ka I kao mau hao mana, e ako ko mai nei ki a awakea. Naono e alaka I a mako I ke alapono, I hiki a mako ke malama I nā pomai ka I awi waiho mai ai ma mua o mako. Ma ka inoa ka makua, ke keiki, a me ka uhane he molele au e pule nei. Āmene.
I keia manawa, haʻaheo wau e hoʻolauna ia ʻoukou I ka mākou kumumua ma ke kula kaiapuni. He kane olu a akamai loa oia ke kahi. Eia no o Mika Kahele.
Ma mua o koʻu haʻi olelo ana I kia awakea, makemake au e haawi aku I kuʻu aloha, I nā kumu, nā makua, nā ohana, nā hoa aloha a me ka poʻe hanohano I kia awakea. Oia hoʻi nā haumana o ke kula kaiapuni, aloha nui loa kākou.
Hikido. Well, le'a no ke la. Oh, there were so many things going on in that little vignette, and I wonder how many things you were able to pick up. Well, let's see how it went. So let's take a look. Kapuka kula. That's what we're calling this. Kapuka kula, graduation. Okay? See this word puka right here? Puka. Puka means to emerge, not only whole, okay? So to emerge from school. I've heard some people say hemo kula, okay? Hemo kula. That works too, okay? But we're going to use kapuka kula. Our first word that we use is ho'ololi. Ho'ololi, to change. He says puale, ho'ololi oi I ko lole. Lole, you know, ho'ololi. Kulanui. Kulanui, well, take a look at it. We have kula kamali'i, we have kula vaina, and we have kula nui. Well, then we have kula ke'eke, then we have kula nui. Kula nui is university. So kula nui o Hawai'i. Look at this word, lucky. Looks like lucky, and it sounds like lucky. And guess what it means? It means lucky. Okay? All right, mina mina. Mina mina means to pity. Or to regret, okay? Mina mina. And I think at this point, he used the word mina mina vauia. I feel sorry for him, this one boy who didn't go to school because he liked to surf a lot, okay? Ha'o ha'o. Ha'o ha'o means to miss. And Kau'i says this, ha'o ha'o nui vauia mama. Ha'o ha'o nui ya mama. Okay? I really miss mama. Ha'o ha'o nui au ya mama. Now you can also say ha'o, one ha'o, okay? Ha'o ha'o. Sometimes, you know, when you see a reduplication of the word, it intensifies the meaning, okay? So instead of just, you know, miss, you get really miss just by reduplicating the word ha'o ha'o. Po mai ka'i. This is a special word to me, not only because it's the name of my kane, but it's also the name of my son, okay? His name is Kapo mai ka'i waipehe. Po mai ka'i means blessing, okay? Or blessed. Po mai ka'i. Po mai ka'i kalahui I keia keiki olelo makuehine. Po mai ka'i kalahui. The lahui is blessed. I keia keiki olelo makuehine because of this child who speaks the mother tongue. Okay, and I think you hear the papa of Kau'i say that. Aqua koa. Aqua koa, to gather together, to come together. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at our next pattern. Okay? So that now you have all the tenses. That means you can talk in the past. You can say inehine, yesterday. You can say ikela makahiki akune, last year. Okay? Ikapone, last night. We had that before. Ikapone, last night. Okay? Now you can talk about things that happened. That's pau, that happened. okay? And all we have to do, it's so simple. You just put ua in front of the action, okay? Let's take a look. Ua, action, okay? You see how we have ua starts out our sentence, and then we're going to put in the verb. Ua ho'oma'ama anuiau, okay? Ho'oma'ama, do you remember that word? Practice, yeah? Here's the key. The key is right here, ma'a. That small little word, okay, means to be used to, all right? So remember that I told you when you put ho'o in front of one of those words, like ma'a, what you have is to cause to make used to. If you want to cause something so that you ma'a to it, you have to ho'o ma'a ma'a. You have to practice. And in this case, we have nui. You have to practice nui, plenty, okay? So he says, this is Kunane talking to Pualei, saying, I practiced a lot. I practiced plenty. Ua ho'o ma'a ma'a nui eu. Okay, past tense, completed action. Ua ho'o ma'a ma'a nui eu. I practiced a lot, okay? Ua loheo ya oi mai ko'ulumi ikapone. Here we have a time phrase, ikapone, last night, okay? Ikapone, last night. But what does it say here? I heard you. I heard you, ya oi. Remember that before pronouns, before this pronoun, like you, he, she, they, we, it, okay? You have to put ia, okay, when it's the object, when it's receiving the action. So in this case, when Pualei is talking to Kunane, she says, I heard you from my room, mai ko'ulumi, from my room, ikapone, last night, okay? Ualoheo ya oi, not I oi, ya oi. Hikino. Okay, let's go on. Ua ayana oi ikeia palule. And this thing you gotta be a little bit careful because if you don't say this right, it's gonna sound like you don't know what you're doing, okay? Ayana, iron. So ua ayana oi ikeia palule. Palule, shirt. So let me try again, okay? I want you to think. Ua ayana oi ikeia palule. Okay, if you said, did you iron this shirt? You were right, yeah? Typical auntie, always looking at, they come try to tell you something else, they see something else wrong, okay? Ua ayana oi keia palule. They talk about this friend who's not going to graduate. Why? Because ua hele mau oia I kaha kai, to the beach, e he'e nalu. To what? To he'e nalu, okay? How many of you are listening to Keahonui's new song, Pi'i Mai Kanalu, okay? And then in the end it says, E he'e nalu kako. Yeah? He'e nalu, let's he'e nalu, okay? So, Kalama tells Auntie Anake, oh, ua hele mau oia I kaha kai e he'e nalu, okay? You may be asking, hey, where's the ke in front of kaha kai? Kaha kai is one of those special words, okay? Special words, exception to the rule, that you can use to you can use without the article. So you can say I kaha kai, okay? But the mo is important here. Ua hele mo oia I kaha kai e he'e nalu. What does that mo do? It says always. Ua hele mo oia, okay? Remember we had this before when it was you always hungry. Pololi mo oi. Well, this one says, ua hele mo oia. He always went where? I kaha kai, e he'e nalu. Okay? So I guess the thing is that it's not important for you to know the English of all of this, but that you know if you use ua in front of your action word, in front of your verb, that it's a completed action. Ua hele mo oia I kaha kai, e he'e nalu. Ikino? Okay. Ua ho'o maka pū mākou I ka papa mala'o. Ua ho'o maka pū mākou I ka papa mala'o. This little pū over here, together, okay? You'll see pū sometimes and you wonder, what does that mean? Pū can mean together, in this case, when it's right after the action. Sometimes it can also mean also, okay? But in this case, we're looking at ua ho'o maka pū. Ho'o maka, to begin. So, ua ho'o maka pū mākou, we began. We began together, we started together in kindergarten. Ika papa mala'o, okay? Mala'o. If you take a look at that word, it's made up of two words, mala, garden, a'o, a'o, to learn, a learning garden, okay? Mala'o, papa mala'o, kindergarten. If you look at the dictionary, it gives us the word kula kamali'i, okay? Kula kamali'i for kindergarten. And with kula kamali'i, it explains to us the kind of school it is, a kamali'i kind of kula, okay, versus a kula ki'e or kula vaina. And so Papa Mala'o gives us a more specific term for kindergarten, okay, and it's a new word. Remember I told you before that there's a committee, a lexicon committee that meets and develops new words, especially for our children in total immersion programs. I know that when, I need to tell my son, something about microwave, what do? Yeah, if there's no word, I could probably say microwave and he would know. But if I really want to give him a word, then I need to search. I need to make something up. And most often, I try to either describe the function of that thing or describe the purpose of it. And so we're fortunate that this lexicon committee came up with a word like oma vave. Oma vave. Oma meaning oven, vave meaning quick. Microwave. Makes sense, yeah? So there are words, though, at the same time that maybe, are a little strange to us and we might not want to use. But there are definitely words that we can use, okay, like mala'o, papa mala'o, okay, for kindergarten. And yet there are also words that we have, if you have the dictionary, the Hawaiian dictionary, and you take a look in that, Puku'i has left us with such a great legacy with so many new words, and we should be thankful. So always check that book first, okay, when you need a new word. Okay, let's go on. Okay, let's go on to the next tense, which is ke action nei, okay, ke verb nei, which puts us in the present tense. When we use this tense, we're talking about something that's happening at the moment we speak, okay, present tense. Okay, so all you have to do with this is simple. You just stick your action in between ke and nei. Ke na na nei yo ikikivi. Ke na na nei yo ikikivi. Hikino? Now, you know this. I don't have to translate this one for you. If you think about it, you can figure it out. Here's Pualei sitting in front of the kiwi, okay, pahuho olele ki'i, okay, sitting in front of this TV. And he tells her, "Hea kauhana, what you doing?" And she turns around and she goes, "Ke nana ne yo ikikivi," in that typical adolescent, way. Okay? "Ke nana ne yo ikikivi," I'm watching TV. Isn't that obvious? And you just like to give them a slap. Okay? "Ke nana ne yo ikikivi." Okay. Then she asks, "And ayamahe otutu?" And Kunane says, "Ke kokua nei oya ina makua ea e." Ke kokua nei oya ina makua ea e. Now this may look new to you. Ea e, okay? Meaning other, okay? Ea e. You put that on top of something, you get the other parents, okay? Ke kokua nei oya ina makua ea e. I'm not going to translate that until you translate it first. What do you think it means? Ke kokua nei oya ina makua ea e. You don't have to translate. If you can just sit there and go, "Oh, I know what that means. I don't have to translate it." That's mai ka'i. That's even better than sitting there going, "She is helping the other parents." Okay? Because that's what it means. She's helping the other parents. Mai ka'i. Okay, let's put our penny back. Ho'i ho'i ka penny. Let's go on to our next one. Yes. I put this one in so that we know what not to say. Okay? Ke hemo nei kapihi. So this word hemo means to have been removed, to have been taken off, okay? Hemo is a stative word, okay? So is a stative word, and so it tells you how something is, the condition of something, okay? So it's like a word like mai ka'i, o ma'i ma'i, ma luhi luhi. It tells you the condition of something, okay? Mai ka'i yo, I'm fine, o ma'i ma'i yo, I'm sick, okay? In this case, hemo kapihi, the button is come off, okay? It's come off. Hemo, okay? So, you shouldn't, well, it's not commonplace to use ke ne with these kinds of verbs, okay? We call them stative verbs, where it tells you how something stay, okay? Stative. So in this case, this kind of word, like hemo, mai kai, maluhi luhi, o mai mai, pupule, pupuka, hila hila, see? They all describe how something stay, stative verbs. So in that case, we wouldn't want to use this pattern here, okay? Ke hemo ne kapihi. We would want to use ua hemo kapihi, okay? So let's draw the big X over here so you all know this is not how to use ua action, completed action, okay? K verb ne, K action ne, for when we're talking about something that's happening right now, okay? Like, ke olelo ne yo, ya o ko, okay? Ke olelo ne yo, ya o ko, because that's happening right now. But don't be doing things like, ua olelo ne, okay? Ke olelo ana, and just make any kind and start mixing them all up, okay? Tink, 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 like I tell my children, you know, no, okay? So, let's try looking at the next tense. E action ana tells us that something can be happening now and can still be happening later, or it can be happening later, okay? So, don't worry, this one is probably the most commonly used one, okay? Because it describes action that's happening now, that's going to continue to happen, or it can describe an action that will happen maybe later tomorrow, later on tonight, okay? But in this case, it says, e ho'omaka ana, remember we had the word ho'omaka to begin. E ho'omaka ana, I ka hola e ono I ke iahiahi. Now what you're seeing here is the subject has been dropped out, okay? E ho'omaka ana, what? Kapuka kula, graduation, I ka hola e ono I ke iahiahi. So we can just take out graduation because we know that that's what we're talking about. Throw it out and just say, e ho'omaka ana I ka hola e ono I ke iahiahi. Hikino? Next one says, e pule ana au I ke iapo. E pule ana au I ke iapo. Here we have I ke iapo. I ke iapo. Yeah, I put that in just so that I can sing, you know. Okay, e pule ana au I ke iapo. I ke iapo tonight. Right? Tonight, okay? Ike iapo. E pule anau ike iapo means what? I will pray tonight, okay? I will pray tonight. And for those of us who don't say I will pray tonight, I going pray tonight, okay? I going go pray tonight. All right? This is the future tense. E action ana, right? And here we have the word for pray, pule. Pule, okay? E pule anau ike iapo. And I guess that's why he's a little testy, you know. Kunani is a little fi hoi hoi, yeah, and a little hoo hoo when Pule doesn't rakadu and get moving, okay? So she tells him, you know, she's so akamai, she tells him, e hana mai ka iana oi, yeah? You'll do good. You'll do good. E hana mai ka iana oi. Hikino? Okay, and you see how we can just put mai ka'i on top of the action and make do good? And so, e hana mai ka'i ana oi. Why don't you say that? E hana mai ka'i ana oi. You'll do good. Hiki no. Okay? This one, just take a look at this. Maybe you might have a question about me. Me is with, okay? This me right here. Ooh, a little boxy, okay? Think about this and think about what it probably means, okay? Okay, if you thought it meant, Tutu is going to come with us. Tutu will come with us. Us two, you and I. Okay, remember kaua is you and I, like kaua hola hola ka. Okay, or kaua la. Okay, like that. That's kaua. you and I. And so this is Kau'i's papa telling her, e hele maiana o tutu me kaua. And she's happy, yeah? How olivo, hele maiana o tutu me kaua. Okay, hikino. E hele maiana paha oia I ke ia po. Okay, see this paha? It pops up again. And you see where it pops up? Outside of e actionana. Okay, not in here, not over here, not any kind place. You know, just stick it all over. Okay, it goes right here. E hele maiana paha oia I ke ia po. Okay, paha. Maybe he'll come tonight. And this is when Kalama is talking about his friend Kainalu who didn't graduate. Okay, who's not going to graduate. And says, well, he hopes he'll come. Mana olana vo. Okay? All right. Now, hopefully, with all of this, you feel a little more comfortable with our lesson today, and that you feel a little more comfortable with the different tenses. Okay? Let's take a look at our vignette again and see how you do this time, okay? Remember, this is not the last time you're going to see it. Next week, we're going to watch it again. And next week, I'll clarify more things that we see inside there. Okay, so mai hopo hopo. Mai worry, okay? I'll see you as soon as it's pau. Ahui ho.
E pole, e a kauhana.
Nana nei wau ki kiwi.
A we, ho o makau oe, ho o loli oe ku maulole.
Na kia ha.
Ka mea o kia kala o ku upukakula. E ho maka nei ka hole e kolu kia awa kia. Makau ku maulole.
Ale wau I ke here wau nana.
Ai, ho o komo oe ka lole nani ea.
Ai hiki no pia ko ulole hou.
Mai ka ike la, e avivi oe.
Ai mai au tutu.
Ai oia ma ke kula. E kokua nei oe I na makua ea e ho o vehi ke la wahi.
Ai mai a ke kaa.
Ai a ke kaa I waho o ka hale.
Mai hu. I oi hoi oi.
Ai, e pule ana wau ki awa kia. A ua hoa maa a nui wau I ka pōnei. A manao wau, mako kau wau I kia manawa.
Ai o lohe wau ia oi mai ko ulumi I ka pone. Mai hopo hana mai ka I ana oi. Ha'ahe o loa o titi a oi. A ha'ahe o kua o ia oi. Maki a oi hele I ki kura nui e li ki me oi. A ka nui ka hana.
Ai, pono oi ho o paahawina I nā lā a pau. Ta, lawa ka wala au. Hele oi ho o mako kau.
Ikino.
Pehea oi e kalama, makau oi no ko pukakula.
Ko ke ana ke, aka, e koku mai oi a uke olu.
E hako o pilikia.
Ke hemo nei ke ia pihi.
Au we, ua ai ana oi ke ia palule. Ano mino ke ia.
Ai. E ana ke, aia mahia ka pā ina no kunane I ke ia awa kea.
Aia ka pā ina makahale o kona tutu. Laki loa oia.
Ai. Aka, a ole laki o kainalu.
No ke aha, e aha ka pilikia.
No ka mea, a ole oia e puka ana.
Au we, no ke aha, a ole mai ka I kana maukaha.
Ai, no ka mea, a ole oia I hele I ke kula. Ua hele mau oia I kaha kai e he e nalu. Hau oli oia I ka he e nalu. A ole hau oli oia I ka ho'opaa ha'awina.
Ai, maupoko iau. Aka, a ole mai ka I ke la anohana.
E, mina o ia. No ka mea, ua ho'o maka pū mako, maka papa mala'o, ma ke kula kai apuni. E hele mai ana paha oia, ke ia awa kea. Mala'o lana au.
Ike oi. Pono oi e hele I ke kula. A laila, aka mai oi. E kalama. E ai ana oi I ko pālule.
Ai, ana ke.
E Kau'i, au hea oe.
Oh, kala mai, ua ho'o ma'a wau I ka uha'i o lelo no ka puka kula.
E avivi, e ki e na kaua ia tutu.
Oh, mai ka I e hele mai ana o tutu me kaua. E, papa, ha'o nui wau ia mama I ke ia la.
Ai, o wau pū. A ka maupopo iau, ha'a hea oe I kauhana mai ka I loa. Aia oe makalani ke ia manawe e o lelo ana. E nāna I ka o kika mahini nui. Po mai ka I ka lahui ke ia keiki o lelo makua hine.
E hele kākou I kona he ma hope o ka puka kula. Ma make wau e kau I nā lei maluna.
Hiki no, a mahope o ke la, e hele ana kākou I ka pā ina o kunani.
Oh, mahalo e papa. Aloha nui wau ia oi.
Mā kau ke po o ke la?
Ai, mākou kau no.
E ho'opo mai ka I kao mau hao mana, e a koko mai nei ki a awakea. Naono e alaka I a mako I ke alapono, I hiki a mako ke malama I nā pomai ka I awi waiho mai ai ma mua o mako. Ma ka inoa ka makua, ke keiki, a me ka uhane he molele au e pule nei. Āmene.
I keia manawa, haʻaheo wau e hoʻolauna ia ʻoukou I ka mākou kumumua ma ke kula kaiapuni. He kane olu a akamai loa oia ke kahi. Eia no o Mika Kahele.
Ma mua o ko'u haʻi olelo ana I kia awakea, makemake au e haawi aku I kuʻu aloha, I nā kumu, nā makua, nā ohana, nā hoa aloha a me ka poʻe hanohano I kia awakea. Oia hoʻi nā haumana o ke kula kaiapuni, aloha nui loa kākou.
You just want that vignette to go on and on and on, yeah? Anyway, was it better this time? Were you able to catch a little bit more, zeroing in on those words that you heard? I hope so, because, that's real life. That's how it's going to happen. Like I always tell my students, you don't carry around your paper and your pencil everywhere you go. But you do carry your pepeao, your maka, and your waha, and your pu'uwai, and your na'au. Okay, all of this goes with you everywhere you go. And so when someone comes up to you and starts speaking to you in Hawaiian, you cannot tell them, oh, sure, wait, you got to go get your paper, you got to go get your book, you got to open them up to page 10 and then respond. It has to be here constantly. Remember, I talked before about this set of lessons will cover the resources of Hawaii, the valuable resources of Hawaii, and one of which is kai. Okay, the ocean. We talked about vai the last time, water, fresh water, and this time we're talking about kai, okay, the ocean, and how valuable it is to the people of Hawaii, okay. I guess I wanted to choose this because we see so much pilikia in the news right now, and just so much pilikia with the things happening in our kai, and I think we need to take the time, everybody, to think about what's going on in our kai and care about how we treat it. I know once I was in the water, we're swimming off of, where was it, Ka'ava, and this guy came by and he was smoking in the water. I guess that's cool, he's smoking a cigarette in the water. And then he just kind of threw his cigarette butt into the water. And we may think, oh, that's so small, that's real manini. But it starts there with that kind of mentality that if we can throw this much, just throw as much as you can into this ocean. The ocean provides valuable resources, provides food for our ohana, and we need to take care of this resource, the kai. Okay, and so I ask you to take the time to take care of your kai. Okay? Mamaki wau e mahalo ia oko, no ka oko nana ana mai. No leila, a hiki I ke ia po ao noa e, mamaki wau e haawi aku ia oko I ku aloha, ke kua pū me oko a pau. Aloha, a hui hoi ku umau keiki, o ke oni lei kua noni me ka le aloha. Ana o lua ke kahi e paahana me analu, a hui ho.